Good. You started this at the age of 14. Oh my
Yes.
God. Did you go to theater classes or how did you
Yes.
get started?
Yes. I had a theater teacher who would sign us up for open mic nights of comedy clubs. So I was doing stand-up comedy, and I had a partner when I was a young kid with it was Sam Rockwell, who is an Academy Award winning actor now. But we were just comedians when we were kids. They can actually see us do comedy on YouTube. But we broke up, and he moved to New York, and I stuck with it. And so, yeah, I've been doing comedy for 42 years.
42 years. I mean, because people say, you've been in the game for a very long time, but it's because you started at a
Very
very
young.
young age.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's
Yes.
what compensates for it.
Yes.
Um, you've done several different things over your career, but you've really kept it woman-centric. I don't know how to say. You make sure that all your humor, especially on stage, revolve about women and acknowledging the women experience, especially in America.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's about, representation, and about giving women a voice, queer people a voice, Asian Americans a voice, having um, that sort of different perspective out there, which I think is really important.
In some of your projects, you do push that you want to keep your ethnicity in it, and Hollywood doesn't want you. How do you, how do you maintain your resilience in fighting through those barriers?
Well, stand-up comedy is really about identity, and identity is a kind of currency. So it's something that you can always come back to and talk about. And I can't change anything about myself really in that regard. Like my ethnicity is going to stay the same, my gender will stay the same, and my queerness will always be the same. So I want to always underline that. To me, identity is so exciting to always talk about.
But there is a difference between stand-up comedy and television. I mean, you try to do that in television. What barriers still need to be broken down so you can go ahead and move forward?
I think it's just having more visibility, just having more, I think, different ways of looking at family, different ways of telling stories. So, yeah, there's a lot of barriers. There's still a lot of homophobia. There's still a lot of sexism. There's still a lot of racism that's sort of underneath everything. So, we just need to see more.
In all your projects, you have make sure that your identity is in there. What message would you have for a young lady out there who is 14 that is trying to find her way through society as we know it?
I think they should just express themselves. Just find your manner of expression, whether that's through social media, whether that's through making art, making comedy, making music, whatever you do, just express yourself.
If you had a message for 14-year-old Margaret getting into this business, not knowing what the future may bring, would you change anything, or what would be your message to that young lady?
Well, just my advice would be don't worry so much. I was always so worried about everything when I was young, and really like everything's going to be okay. Don't worry and just try to have a good time.
Try to have a good time. What should people expect from you in the future? I mean, you got a couple of years in this business. What more do you have to offer?
Well, this Friday, I have a music album coming out. It's called Lucky Gift. It's my third album of music. It's my first album in 8 years, and I'm really looking forward to people's reactions to it. I really love making music, and it's really different from my comedy career. Although there is some comedic elements in the music, it's not comedy music. It's just, to me, it's very earnest, beautiful music that I was writing from my heart. And the song is all about like love, like all the songs are about love and it's different expressions. And so it's perfect that it's coming out on Valentine's Day.
One of the big things about people is they always try to label you and put you in a box, right? Can you say something about diving into all your experiences and not just being labeled as a comedian or just an actress, and for people to really open their minds and accept people for all their gifts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great to be able to do different things, and I'm really fortunate that I'm allowed to do that. And I think that it's really special to be able to sort of branch out and do all these different aspects of work that I love.
How does what talents or gifts or talent skill set is transferable, because there's something that goes from comedy, from being on stage, from being behind the camera, and also performing live as a musician.
It's really just about expression and finding ways to communicate and communicating these ideas and like feeling what you're going through when you're saying it or singing it or expressing it. So I think it's just about being a vehicle for that message.
So you got all these things. You're tapping into all your talents. What message do you have to these? Again, we were talking to the youth, people that are our age, because we're not sprite chicks, but we're being held back by these labels, by the way the institution is built.
Mhm.
What can you say to inspire all of us?
Well, now more than ever, it's about using your voice and to express yourself. You know, there's a lot of messages out there that are very anti-diversity, anti-inclusion, and we have to shut that down. You know, it's about sending a message that we're here to stay, that we're here to express ourselves. We're here to make art. We're here to make music. We're here to make comedy. We're here to make everything, movies, TV, all that. That we're here to be represented.
All these years in the business, what is astounding to you that has not changed?
I think there's still a lot of sexism. I think there's still a lot of racism. I think there's still a lot of homophobia. I mean, it still exists out there. And so there's a need to address that. And I just make a lot of jokes about it. Like I do a lot of comedy about that kind of stuff. You know, to me, that's really where comedy is important to push. But I think that all of these biases still are very strong.
In regards to these biases, we're trying to revise history in this moment. There's certain individuals. How important is it to know your history, your past, in order to move forward?
We need to know so much. I mean, we have to learn about what happened and how we can carry forth. I think it's really, really important. So I think as a queer person, like queer history is really important because I know that we've been through this before in that we've had so much against us. We've had the government against us. We had a pandemic, which is AIDS, that we were fighting at the same time. So we've been through worse. And so we can get through this.
What little people don't know that you're Korean, and how does it feel to have seen your culture permeate the mainstream with K-pop dramas that my daughter and I are into,
Okay.
so much so especially during your lifetime.
I love it. You know, I love K-pop. I love K-dramas. I love how it's so embraced. Like Squid Game is like the biggest show. It's really cool. So I'm really thrilled that so much has come out of the country that people really embrace. So I love it.
Out of all the K-pop music that you've heard in the past couple of years, what are some of your favorite songs?
I love Apate. I love which is Rose and Bruno Mars, which is great. That's typical K-pop. So perfect.
It's very popular now. One of my son's autistic, and for some reason he just gravitates to that song and has
Love
a
it.
great time.
So
Um,
cool.
so now we're going into the future. What is your aspirations and what is your dream for this country? And what can you say about individuals that are trying to come here and live that American dream, that are being discouraged in this moment?
We are a country of immigrants. We are here all of us, even the people that are trying to get us out of the country, they're immigrants too. They don't have any more right to be here than we do. We have every right to be here. And it's really important to remember that. And we will get through this.
A final message to your audience, your comments, your final thoughts that you would like to share with all our, to everyone out in the world.
Well, I love you, and I hope that you enjoy my album. It's a message of love to everybody. Lucky Gift comes out February 14th, and it's really no accident that it's coming out on Valentine's Day because it's about love for everyone.
I will be remiss to say, if I had like a bunch of Grammys, I would have them always displayed behind me. But you're so humble. I don't even see one award behind you. You won so many awards. What is your favorite award that you've gotten?
I think the ACLU, that was a really big one because I believe in what they're doing. They're here for equality and equality rights for everyone, and they're really, really important. So yeah, that one is really special.
I can still talk to you all day. One last thing, I promise, I promise, I promise. You're using your platform to deliver a message. What can you say to other artists that you see around you, some contemporaries that are afraid to step out and, and stand for something?
I mean, it's okay. They can do their thing. Every artist has their own comfort and like place of expression that they want to shine in, and that's totally fine. But I think it's appropriate now to really use your platform for good and for change. Like we need you. We need everybody fighting for the same thing, which is equality, and to really stand for what this country is meant for. So I think it's all about that.
Margaret Cho, thank you very much. Congratulations on all your success and break a leg on all your future endeavors. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.